Hi, this is Penny Oates here again. I think it's day 17 of the challenge, and today I want to look at education, education, education. It might seem a strange topic, but every one of us in business needs to continue to educate themselves. As soon as we feel we've arrived, it's all downhill from there. It's a slippery slope. I will never arrive because there's always something else to learn. Take this challenge for example. I have had quite a lot of experience many years ago at doing training courses in front of people, so a little bit of public speaking, and before that at college, but I've never been comfortable speaking in front of a camera, doing videos. So I took this 90-day challenge because by doing that, doing a video a day, each day for 90 days, without time to prepare or rehearse, just reading a subject, then doing the video, I knew for sure that my speaking ability would improve. And I hope you will agree with me when we get to the end of the course. So that's something that I needed to do. So because of that, I thought I'd do this education spot based on that, on public speaking. Why are people nervous about public speaking or speaking in front of a camera, making a video? Well, I think it's because we have a fear of looking stupid, doing something silly, having people ridicule us, being embarrassed. I think I got over embarrassment a long time ago. I remember many years ago I was selling to chemists, and I'd recently split up from my ex-husband and he'd gone, and I know for months and months in a drawer upstairs was a brand new pack of Y-fronts. For those of you that don't know, it's the old-fashioned version of Speedos or whatever, men's underpants. Unopened pack that he'd obviously left there. And I'd looked at this and I thought, who could I give them to? But I never did. And then one day I thought, do you know what? They look quite robust. They're like, I suppose, the more robust large size women's panties. I thought, I'll wear them for work, it won't matter. So I started wearing these Y-fronts to work under my smart clothes. And that particular day I had on a very smart woolen suit, you know, the ones with the elasticated waist, very nice, a red woolen suit, I remember. Anyway, to go back to the story, I was selling to chemists. It was a day where I was having to do a lot of driving because there were mostly places out in the country, so I was running very late. I did this particular appointment in the chemist shop, and I'd got 2 or 3 more to go to, running really late, and this chemist wanted me to go out to the car to get a display item for him. Now the car was parked in a car park away, so I was getting very late by this time, so I ran back to the car as fast as I could, got the display material and started running round the corner and up the street. And you know, sometimes when you're running and you trip, instinctively you move your foot or move your leg out of the way of whatever it is that's tripping you up. You don't think about it, you just feel something tripping you and you move out of the way. And that happened to me as I came round the corner. So I moved my foot out of the way of whatever was tripping me up, managed to stop myself falling, and continued running with the display case, whatever it was, up the street. And it was only when I heard a collective roar of laughter and noticed that lots of people were pointing at me and laughing at me that I thought to look down. Imagine the scene. It was a busy market day. I'm running up the high street, and when I looked down, all I had on from the waist down was a pair of men's Y-fronts. My skirt had caught on a street sign at the end of the road. I'd actually walked out of my skirt for the elasticated waist without realising it, because I hadn't looked down when I'd tripped, and there was I running as fast as I could up Pateley Bridge High Street in a pair of men's underpants. Now that was embarrassment. After that experience, I don't think anything would ever faze me again. But for those of you that it does, I think the easiest thing to do is to stop thinking about yourself. Don't worry about yourself. Don't worry about what you look like. Think about the audience. What is it your audience wants to hear? What do they want to understand about, learn about, know about? If you think of it from their perspective, then you'll stop thinking about yourself. And audiences are very good. They want you to do well. They want you to succeed. They don't want to sit and listen to a boring person rambling on and on and on. They want an interesting video. So, or they want an interesting speech if you're doing some public speaking. So, when you first start to plan, you need to set yourself a goal. Because without a goal, you are going to ramble on and on and on. My goal in doing this video is to introduce you to Empower Network, because I'm doing a video challenge with Empower Network, and there's lots of other training that they give you to make sure you become the polished professional. And on top of that, not only do you get a lot of training, a lot of videos, all sorts of things like that, you also get a blogging platform for $25 a month. And if that's not enough, and you want an additional income or a full-time income, you can become an affiliate with them and make an awful lot of money. So that's my goal, and I'll come back to that later. But when you start making your speech or your video, one prime thing I think to remember is be yourself. When I first started doing any public speaking, it was at college, and I remember preparing a speech. We all had to give a 10-minute talk or whatever on a particular subject, and I thought mine was going to be perfect, and I'd learnt a script off by heart, and I thought it was going to be the bee's knees. So when it was my turn, and we had a lecturer there, I can't remember his name, it was something to do with pigs, I can't remember what it was, but he was having to listen to everybody that was just new to university, who didn't know anything about public speaking. He had to sit through everybody's speech, so I think he was probably a bit bored, bit frustrated by it. Anyway, it came to my speech. I set off word for word, going through it. What I would have said was perfectly, if you like, but the audience wasn't particularly enthused with it. They were just like, oh yeah, Penny's learnt it, and I was going on. Then I noticed this lecturer looked like he was asleep, and I thought, how rude. I've spent hours upon hours upon hours learning this speech. So rather than continue with the script, I stopped. I went into myself, what I was thinking of, and I said, I'm terribly sorry. Am I boring you? Well, of course, the audience erupted, and the lecturer sort of backtracked a bit, and then I started having a bit of banter with him. And I became myself. I forgot the script. I became myself. I'd engaged the audience, I'd engaged the lecturer, and I continued without the script. And that taught me one lesson. Always, always, always be yourself. Don't make jokes. Just tell stories of your own. Be yourself. Don't try and mimic anybody else. Just be yourself. So, what we're going to do now is I want you to pause the video. You've seen how much my public speaking is improving just by doing a video a day. It might not be public speaking you need to improve. It might be lead generation. It could be any aspect. or you might just want a blogging platform. Either way, I want you to pause the video, go beneath it, go onto the sign up button and register for Empower Network now. Welcome back. Have you done that? If you have, then I want you to send me an email, pennyaoates@gmail.com, telling me that you've just registered, and I'm going to get in touch with you and work out a plan to make sure you achieve your goals, whether it's improving your sales ability, whether it's improving your internet techniques, whether it's improving your public speaking or getting yourself an additional income or a full-time income. We'll work out a plan to make sure you succeed with the goals that you want. So I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening. That's Penny Oates saying goodbye.